Welcome. Damn, it's been a long time.
It has been a long time.
Yeah.
Welcome to 2 on 2 podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Steve.
And this is Bongani again, aka Ice Cream Man, aka Chef.
Okay.
These AKAs, they have a history.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, ask me about it later.
Okay.
Yeah, but his AKA though,
Mhm.
Vision.
I think I do. I like it.
Yeah,
Vision.
I
I
like it.
vision.
Vision.
I'll take it.
Yeah. So speaking into Vision though,
Yeah, man.
the Copper Bell basketball.
CBA.
CBA.
My favorite association and
For real?
league. Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I like it. I like the stories from there. I like the personalities on the teams.
Yeah.
I think they've got something going. I've seen that they seem organized. You get a feeling when you see prize money that they're giving to teams. You
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
about it. I think there's something going on out there.
Yeah, I like them for one thing. That's
Yes.
competition.
Mm.
They know Lusaka has its own thing going, and they just want to come up and just be original. I mean,
Absolutely.
you see that in every dynamic, be it music, be it film, So they always
something.
come up. Yeah,
They've always got a chip on the shoulder.
exactly.
On the Copper Belt. I think, I don't want to say much because I'm a Lusaka guy, born and raised in Lusaka, so I'm not going to dwell much on it, but respect to the Copper Belt. Talent-wise, I think, you guys are representing and doing well in the country. So, yeah, that is something you've done well. But on the basketball front, man, what has been happening? What are the notable games coming out of the CBA?
So the most notable, I think, is a past fixture.
Mhm.
This featured the IC Tigers versus the Magnets.
Oh, yeah.
This was a cracker.
Hmm.
From what I hear, it was double overtime.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was
I
so
saw, I saw
dramatic.
some highlights. Obviously, we were in Lusaka, so we're
Yeah.
catching the games here. But I remember seeing some highlights here when that game was actually being sent into the first overtime. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
And
looked like.
it was a funny thing because, one coach, as I heard, was over the line congratulating the other team for winning, only to be called back that no, the game is not over yet. So you can imagine the drama there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Coach.
Like, coach, chill. You still got a coach
You're the guy on the touchline. You all should be setting your team, your composure on the team, telling the guys, you know what, we can turn this thing around. But the coach was already throwing the towel.
That's the nature of basketball.
Yeah.
Until the fat lady sings. I remember a coach in high school always used to tell us this. Until the fat lady sings, you can't stop playing.
I agree.
And I think that's why we love the game.
I agree. I remember having one of those games I think those days we used to play in there was a corporate league.
I
They
remember
had,
those.
yeah, the weekly one that used to happen. I remember us having one of those games where it was over, and I had one of those weird 3-pointer attempts, and I went to the line and I made all my shots and sent it into OT and ended up winning that game. Yep. Your brother was playing against me, so he knows.
I didn't go back. Yeah, asking that. Was definitely asking that.
He remembers that game. It was one of those fun games. But yeah, man. Shout out to the CBA. I think I saw Chipasha had like 22 points in that game. Chipasha, aka Tilo.
Oh, Tilo, the lover boy himself.
I said I thought Tilo was too busy to still play ball, but it's nice to see that a guy who's doing it on the music front like that.
And I'm gonna tell you this.
Mhm.
I know when he comes on the chords and the mics and everything, he's a soft guy.
Yeah.
Hey,
On the court,
don't let him fool you, man. Don't let
he's
the
a
voice fool you.
monster.
He's a monster. He's one of the most aggressive people like I have played against.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's gonna come at you hard, and you'll be like, bro, we
Is
just
that
sing
you?
love songs. Yeah, yeah, but that's Tilo for you. And
Zambia Kuchan.
if you've not watched any of the games,
Yeah.
you can start from there. Watch the Magnets, see this guy Tilo, and you really you appreciate the game from there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Before we move to the next part, I just want to shout out, I think, the under 18 teams, boys and girls.
Yeah.
We're traveling, I think, today to South Africa for the All Africa Games. I think that one is a commendable job by the organizers. We had their media director here for the
Wenson
under 18
Mavoro.
teams, Mr. Wenson Mavoro, on the previous episode.
Episode 3.
Yeah, episode 3. You can catch that. It was a nice, insightful episode. But I think that time the fundraising efforts had really hit high gear. And to hear that they actually managed to pull it off and get the teams to go out there, such impressive news. And we wish you guys the best.
Yeah, and I
out
think we also should take this time to just thank everybody who came on board, because they use this platform to like advertise and to lobby fans. So we are really grateful, Sending our boys there, sending our girls there is, you're supporting the future of basketball.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it being a growing game, a growing sport in Zambia, there's no better way to start, So wishing you all the best. I've seen the fixtures, I've seen the groups, especially for the ladies. I was telling the coach just the other day.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this looks like a den of lions.
Indeed.
You look at the group, Group B. You have Mali, Mozambique, Angola, and then there's Zambia.
Wow. That's a good group. But, from the display that we saw out here, I have no doubt. I'm impressed that the preparations actually have done. Like, these guys have been in camp for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And there's been such a lot of preparation going towards this. I am confident that we'll really, really put most of the teams on notice, most of the countries on notice that Zambia is here to play basketball.
Yeah, but from experience, Zambia on the international scene has not really performed as well as people expect it to.
That's right.
Yeah, but for me, I think it's not so much into the results that we should look at, but let's look at the process.
Absolutely.
Let's look at the things that we're doing right and focus on those, because the minute that we start looking at results, I'm not saying they will not perform well, but what I'm saying is there's only always going to be one winner.
Absolutely.
The USA, for example, with your King James.
Of course.
They are Olympic champions, but it doesn't mean that they were the only team in the Olympics. There was a lot of other teams. There was Serbia, for example. There was France, for example. All those teams reached high gear and they played well, but there could only be one winner. So what do we say to France? They should stop playing?
No, absolutely not.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So whatever the result at the under 18s, my personal plea is that we continue supporting these boys and girls.
I agree, and I hope as a country, as a basketball community, we can rally behind them. We don't know what's going to happen out there. Some games will be tougher than other games. If they drop a game, I think just keep rallying against it. These are youngsters who really, for us, impressive. This is the first time we've had a team
in a long time,
qualify in a long time. So this is. They've already overachieved in my books.
Exactly. For me, I'm all hands, man. I'm all hands.
Well done.
Well done to the team. Well done to the coaches.
Yeah, man. Moving here to Lusaka, MBA.
But before you come to Lusaka, though,
I
hear these bullets flying on the Copper Belt.
Yeah,
this time tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Lunga Bullets will be up against the Police Blue. So
the top team. In that particular division, the Police Blue Eagles.
Yes, sir.
And the Lunga Bullets.
So what I'm thinking is, okay, I hope that eagle can really fly. Because I know Lunga Bullets gonna come guns blazing.
Okay.
Yeah. So Super Sunday's gonna be bloody.
There's like 2 points separating them anyway currently. So. It's anyone's game. And I guess the team that wins
goes to the top, maybe.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on how the other result comes out in terms of... the Tigers already played, right?
Yeah, Tigers.
Yeah, so it's possible.
So it will be interesting to see.
Indeed. It's a fight for top spot.
And you have to... There's always this saying, never underestimate the heart of a champion. Lunga Bullets has dominated the Copper Belt. Since the time I was there, they were dominant. So them coming against the Police Blue Eagles, I don't think it's anything that can, move them in any way. So
they're not shaking.
They're not shaking at all.
They fancy their chances.
They're coming for the win.
Interesting. Now we look forward to seeing that result from that matchup. That's going to be a fun one. Oh man, there's been fireworks also out here, man. Last weekend, I caught the game, Napsa Hurricanes and the Lusaka Basketball Kings. Hey,
Lusaka Basket King.
hey,
Yeah.
man, that was like a grudge match, bro. That was like, I don't know what the Kings were on, what
Yeah.
they had been smoking. I want what they were smoking, what they were drinking, but man, in the first quarter, it was like 15-0 run at one point.
Are you
These guys
telling
were
me?
firing from three at will. It was like it was a massacre. The
So
result
yeah, and
speaks for itself.
I think yeah, now they're coming too.
Absolutely.
They're living up to the name. Yeah, I know episode one was a bit of a shot, against the Kings, but
No, they're coming for us. I think
unapologetically, I would say, I mean, thanks to my help,
some motivation. Some motivation.
you all needed this.
Yeah,
But it's really good to see that. I mean, it's a big squad, right?
absolutely.
With big
Deep,
names, so
deep.
it was only a matter of time, that the chemistry would kick in and people would start expressing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's good. I mean, for me, I really like it. You want, an intense tournament. You want to see real competition at its best.
Yeah.
And I mean, this was already you said this even from the beginning. Even in the episode where you kind of were, shiting on them. But I think you gave them some credit because you spoke to the names and the talent on that team, the pedigree,
The
of
pedigree.
players that they had. So yeah, we know this was gonna come. The big question is, can they go all the way?
Can they go
That's
all the way?
something to see. I mean, they've got what it takes. They definitely got what it takes, but we're yet to see that. But man, that was a good game. Napsa though. I mean, we had this conversation a couple of episodes ago about Napsa and what's going on out there. Man, seeing that result, I'm like, boy, what is really happening? And someone actually mentioned it earlier that they have I think the Kings have got like 3 or 4 former
From
Napsa players,
Yeah.
and not former like years ago. We're talking
No.
about a season ago or two ago.
Yeah, so it's a big hit.
Yeah,
And it's not just players that were moving, it was key players. So as an organization, you obviously have a few individuals you can build a team around.
that's right.
So you're talking of maybe Sylvester Samungumbe, you're talking of Dingani Hara. That was a shocker for me.
Man,
That
he
was a
finally
shocker
gave
for
in.
me.
He finally
He
killed
finally gave in. So yeah, you look at that and then you kind of understand the situation that NAPSA is currently in.
Yeah.
I feel for them right now.
Question:
Yes.
Is NAPSA a development team?
I will not answer that question.
No, I'm saying this because I heard someone say it, and I thought about it, and
it makes sense.
it makes sense, right? You're talking about all this talent that has left the team. So are they the kind of team who are building talent to a certain extent and putting them out there on the market for other teams to come and get and really get a benefit for this kind of talent? Are they just
It's
nurturing
funny
talent?
you should ask that question because I think some time back I made a rather funny statement. Well, I was
Yeah.
making it in a funny way. I liken NAPSA. I'm a football fan.
That's right.
I liken NAPSA to Arsenal. I don't know what team you support.
Exactly what some person said about
Are you
it.
serious?
But yeah, carry on.
And especially under Wenger, where they would actually willingly let go of their key players, feeding them to rival teams.
Yeah,
So then you get to question their competitiveness.
exactly.
Like what's your ambition? If you're gonna let go of Evan Persie in Arsenal
Yeah.
terms, I mean here you let go of Dingani Hara.
Exactly.
Then what's what's your stance? How are you gonna compete when you do that? And not just to mention Dingani Hara. I mean, Obi Musongo also, a boy that I thought would carry the team. They let him go. I mean, yes, he went back to his home, Bulldogs,
Yeah.
but I don't think you should let go of your prized possessions
I
easily.
agree. I agree, man. Like for me, those it's a concern, man. I look at it and I'm like, these guys, will they ever catch a break? Will they ever be able to compete at the highest level in this
It'll be
league?
difficult.
if that's what's going on in the organization. So, I mean, the people behind the organization, obviously the organization of NAPSA, is a big, big organization.
Yo, pensioners.
Yeah, man. I hope you can do a bit more in terms of just, involvement in what's going on in the game. How are the players being drafted? How are they coming on board? And why are they leaving so easily? I think that's a challenge to the organization as a whole.
Maybe they're rebuilding, because man, it's a lot of names. I keep thinking, and Antonio,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Building for how long though? How long? I mean, should they go back to the B League?
Should NAPSA go back and compete with NAPSA B?
It's a question. It's a question because if you're rebuilding, I don't know if you want to rebuild at that level.
Yeah, you have a point. Yeah, you do have a point.
Do you want to rebuild at that level? Because you won't catch a break. You don't get enough time to build a new team when you're in that particular kind of competition. So,
That's true.
Should they? I mean, it's we'll see. Obviously, the standings at the end of the season will tell whether they'll need to go back or they'll need to proceed.
After 10 games, they're sitting at number 6. Right above Matero Warriors. Yeah, so who seem quite more ambitious, So,
but I mean, when you look at the points, to their credit, they're not too far from the top.
No, they're not, and that's where I think more discussion should go for. I think basketball as a whole. You lose, you get a point.
Yeah.
For as long as you suit it up, you get a point.
Yeah.
You win, you get 2 points.
Wow.
So there's not really that.
Yeah. I think so. I think it's something we need to really look at because, if you, in soccer circles, when you get a win, there's a significant leap, right? And when you lose, also, you really feel it.
You feel it.
So because of that, I guess some teams can really just survive in the middle.
Yeah. For just showing up. Yeah.
But I mean, when I look at it again, they've got like 6 wins.
Yeah.
And, Matero, who's at the top, has got 9 wins. So, they still are there. You know what I mean? But again, we'll see the progression as they go. For me, just the result over the weekend, though, man, that game, I thought, man, I looked at them, these guys were deflated by that time. End of the game, it was just... The other team was just having fun by that point. Like, we've already done. It's just the finishing touches on the game was over. So it's a challenge. We'll set it out there. Munali Suns, any insight on what's happening in the Munali Suns organization? I mean, I'm seeing them fighting for fifth spot or
form has
fourth spot. Yeah.
The form has dipped. I catched the game against Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they look a bit disoriented.
Really, hey?
Yeah, there's a lot of ins and outs, a lot of missing names.
Yeah.
And for some reason you get to question whether the coaching staff really know what they have. Whether they really know what they're working with.
Yeah.
At that particular time. Yeah, so I don't know. Are we going to see the Munali Suns that pushed Material Magic a few seasons ago?
Exactly.
Are we going to see Munali Suns that are going to push for the top spot in the league?
That's right.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure too. I mean, we gave them a shout out a couple of episodes ago. Also, in terms of how they've brought that organization together, the culture there, and I was really optimistic for them this season. I was thinking they'll be the team that's really giving Magic problems, right behind Magic as they go. I mean, we still have a lot of games to go, or a couple of games to go. But if I look at it already in terms of the games that have been played, and they're still sitting in 5th place,
languishing in 5th place.
These younger, hungrier teams like the Bulldogs are now seemingly more hungry. So I think it's something you've heard. The feedback is clear. When a team is looking disoriented, you see it. It starts to kind of permeate to everybody on the team, and before you know it, it might. You might throw in the towel earlier than you're supposed to for the season.
Yeah, true.
So, Munali Suns, we know you are better than this, and we hope it's a challenge to you to just step it up. Show us what you're made of.
You gotta show us, man.
Come on, give this basketball community some competition.
How do you hide the sun?
Good
Bro,
question.
how do you hide the sun?
Good
man?
question.
Come on.
They're
Sure.
doing a good job at it. Wearing a hoodie right now.
Oh man, you know what? Go to the next thing, man.
All right. The females. Dolphins at the top. I know they've got the same number of points as the Green Buffaloes. I think
Okay.
they've been doing well on score in one of the players' DMs. I won't say why, but yeah.
Careful now.
Yeah. I need to be careful. I need to be careful. It was business. It was business. But
What kind of business?
but this particular player is doing very well. That's
Doing
why I
very
probably have to mention it in terms of her performance, her numbers.
Right.
She's an offensive juggernaut right now, and
Okay.
she admins one of the key basketball groups,
Oh.
and she's a source of information. So
Oh.
when I DM, I'm DM.
Oh, so it's this business.
It's business. It's strictly business.
Okay.
Strictly business.
Hey, I was getting confused.
Yeah. Hey, don't
Brother
don't
here.
get me or her in trouble.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the competition, I notice, Green Buffaloes are seemingly coming. The Green Buffaloes that we've always known, they're on fire.
Yeah, and to be honest, I mean, I feel the shivers right now because Sunday's gonna be bloody.
It's gonna be crazy.
Even here, tomorrow's gonna be bloody. So yeah, we are having Magic Buffaloes fixture once again.
Oof.
And I think from time immemorial, Magic Buffaloes has always been that fixture to look out for.
Yeah.
And well, yeah, it's really gotten back to that
level of
that
competition.
level. Yeah. So it's something to look forward to.
And I mean, they're right. They're knocking also on your door, on the Magic door. Because I see they're like sitting at. One point behind.
Far behind, yeah.
And
behind.
they are right there. If they get tomorrow, they could go to the top as well.
They could. They could.
So yeah.
Yeah, this is the fixture that you need to catch.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the fixture that you need to catch. And it's really from a Magic perspective, a spectator's view.
Yeah.
You're worried, because you look at the past few performances from Material Magic, they've not been convincing. They look far from the team that, went to Malawi and dominated the place.
Exactly.
They're back here. I don't know what's happening to the preparation, to the players themselves. I don't know if the focus is, BAL at this point. I don't know what's really happening there, but you could see there's, quite a bit of unsteadiness.
Yeah, complacency and
sometimes as a team you have your key players who you depend on for certain things.
That's right.
And right now Magic are missing a few players again. Like Douglas has gone back. Spoikan is not yet back, so they're missing that leadership. From both the backcourt and front court. Yes, and that is something that I know Mike will exploit tomorrow.
Oh, absolutely. He's gunning for them.
He's gunning for them.
He fancies that matchup.
So if Daywalker Mokuta doesn't step up for Material Magic, if Harrison Kafunga doesn't come up and show out, then Magic is in trouble.
The good thing about the Magic, and I'll give you guys credit for, is the big games they try to come ready for.
Yeah,
they try to come ready for. So I know the last couple of games might have been questionable, but they, when a game like this is coming, they really try to get their A game going. But it's a challenge. If the Magic lose, unfortunately, we'll be back here and talk some smack.
Well, ish.
We'll talk some smack. So that's a marquee matchup that we need to see. And it's just really exciting what's happening in the world of basketball, man. Like, I think I'm feeling pretty good about the direction that the game is taking currently. You know,
Yeah.
the support. I like the support that we saw in terms of the basketball community just to get our under 18 team to go out
To go
there
there, say.
on that tour. You know, there was like everybody came together, everybody was interested.
Love that.
And that's what you want to see, man. You want to
Mm.
see that. So I think everybody's owning it. It's not about the guy who's in the forefront coaching or the guy who's organizing.
Mm.
Everybody tried to own it best way they could. We still have a long way to go, though.
No, we still do.
We still have a long way in
Still do.
terms of organizing international tournaments.
Right.
I think what I learned from this particular experience is it takes individuals' drive and will to get some of these things going. You know, and for me, that's another concern that I have for like the federation.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like these are fixtures that we have. We know these things are coming and these things are happening.
So why wait till the last?
So why wait to the last minute? And why is the effort? I mean, I could be wrong, but I saw the effort was being pushed by a certain group of individuals who had taken it upon themselves that they wanted to see this happen.
Yeah.
And they did the best they could. So where was the federation in all this? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just from my perspective, looking in.
Looking in, yeah.
So I could be wrong. We don't know what was happening deep inside.
You know, perhaps next episode we should have maybe a member of the federation to come through.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's
to
host them.
demystify this. We don't want to speculate. I mean,
Yeah.
speculation kind of led us into trouble a few weeks ago.
We want the trouble. We want the trouble. We're not scared of the trouble. That's the thing about it. We're not scared. We are like an open book. You know what I mean? When you're an open book, you can say what you want, you can do what you want because you know you stand.
And yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we really would like to have someone from the federation come out here. There's a couple of questions we have. And, you know, we can have a nice exchange just to get a bit more insight so that we know what goes on in the background.
That's
because
true.
finances is always a problem. And I know we might not necessarily have a league that is financially independent,
Mhm.
you know, but I feel like these programs that are national should be driven at
National level.
national level,
Yeah.
government level. So, you know, we really just hope that we can have that kind of conversation and find out what happens. And, you know, who knows what we can do better as a community. You know, I mean, we did our part in terms of just having, you know, dissemination of information.
Yeah.
Having the media director on the show also, you know, as a co-host to kind of speak to that. You know, it's the best we could do at that time. But there's other things that we've also done in the background just to support the effort. So, you know, I know everybody in the basketball community was really rallying behind this, but you know, we just want to see the face of basketball be in the forefront of some of these things. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, it's a big deal, man. I don't know, man. What else is happening in the space? I mean, what are you seeing? What are you hearing? What is exciting about basketball as we wrap up this episode?
What's exciting is that people are getting the groove of what 2-on-2 Basketball Podcast is all about.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we always introduce this as, you know, a basketball podcast. We're talking everything basketball.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking pep talk, we're talking game talk, we're talking lane talk.
That's right.
You know, so whatever we say here, basketball related, it is for the good
Of the game.
of the game.
Absolutely.
You know, so a couple weeks ago we made some talk, you know, about what was going on in the Copper Belt with the betting issue.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, I've gotten a couple calls which I like, you know, because I was on the Copper Belt and I got to talk to a few individuals, you know, my colleagues from back then, and they were just telling me of how things may have unfolded.
That's right.
You know, yeah, and it's really good to get feedback from officials, you know, from that side, and you know, they're coming out clean and saying, okay, we did our fair share of investigations, you know,
Yeah.
and they, you know, they found that whatever allegations were going against the referees, for example,
That's right.
may have been coming from
Malicious.
Okay. Malicious sources, you know, and you know, I like that because now we get to talk sport, we get to
Absolutely.
talk the future of basketball, you know, because imagine an official who is betting, how detrimental that can be to the game,
Indeed.
you know. So
Indeed.
yeah, I like the fact that you guys came out, and we shall continue to keep an eye and an
Indeed.
ear on you guys. And
We'll definitely be honest. We'll definitely be as objective as we can be.
yeah,
The game is what we really want to promote at the end of the day.
exactly.
So yeah, if we say something here, whether it's a suspicion, it's what I mean. It's important to investigate some of these things. Some
Yeah.
information, sometimes crucial information, comes from the most unlikely
Yeah,
sources.
and what I like the most about this whole thing is that it's encouraging, to see that the CBA president himself is involved and on the forefront, trying to correct whatever misgivings might be coming from his area.
That's right.
So it shows a lot of care.
Absolutely.
It shows that someone really takes his responsibilities seriously. 'Cause-
No, that's for sure. I mean, we like it to see people in the forefront, people again, the faces of the league, the
Yeah.
faces of whether it's a federation. You want to see them on this thing. So sometimes information comes from the most unlikely sources.
Exactly.
And it's going to come from 2-on-2 podcasts. We're going to pick it up. We're going to pick it up
Get
and
it.
we're going to talk about it here. We won't
Blow it up.
misguide anybody, So feel free to hit us up if you feel we've disseminated any incorrect information. Correct us, but we try to check our sources. We don't just pick up stories like rumors from the street. So
No, we don't.
when we
No,
talk about something,
like if there's a rumor like no, during that same going on, there was a player that was suspended, without facts we won't say it.
we won't.
Yeah, but maybe that was the player who was suspended.
Maybe
but we won't.
Nice. We'll
Yeah.
hear about it.
We'll hear about it. A certain player,
Yeah.
a certain team. No, we won't say it. We won't bring it up.
All right, man. I've had a good time just chopping up basketball and what's happening in the basketball space. We're looking forward. I think there's a couple of things that were happening. I mean, from the last time we spoke, there's been the Olympics, USA being crowned champions.
Somebody's GOAT, MVP.
See, the GOAT, but it was one of the toughest yet Olympics and tests in
Yeah.
the United States of
Was.
America.
Was.
So that speaks to the growth of the game. And we had a team from Africa representing at that level. Man, we are proud. We are really looking forward to where the game of basketball is. So I know the next time we have another episode, there'll be another development on a global stage and we'd have seen more things happen in the game of basketball.
Your prediction: Magic, Buffaloes.
I think Buffaloes take it.
Buffaloes take it.
Buffaloes take it.
Okay.
I know they're coming again with a chip on the shoulder. They're like the underdog, and I think they'll just come hungry. Yeah,
Blowout.
not a blowout, no. But I think the game will be decided in the fourth.
In the fourth. I like
Fourth
that.
quarter.
I will not predict, but his prediction, don't bet on it. Because this guy, episode 1, he predicted Klay Thompson to go to some team. And I don't think that happened. So
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Wow! I'm gonna remind you.
these streets, don't forget.
I'm
These
gonna remind
streets,
you.
don't forget.
I'm gonna remind you. I took a nail on that.
Anyway.
Took a nail.
Bonganizolo, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure to be here.
Steven Chotsa, it's been a pleasure as well. It's been
2-on-2
2-on-2 basketball podcast, and we're out.